right.
Hey.
It's Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night with Tony. Eric Tartaglione is here. Susan the Spicy Sidekick is here. This is going to be a great night. Wow, this is great. I can't believe they're here. Very excited. This is going to be a lot of fun. Very funny guy. Very talented.
I hope so.
Is that what you would, if you wanted to say something nice about a medium, would you say a very talented medium? I don't even know.
Gifted?
A gifted medium. There you go. Very nice.
Spiritually tapped in.
What's that?
Sal is watching.
Sal is watching? Oh, all right. So hi everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. So yeah, we have some great people on tonight, and we're just gonna hang out and chat a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do though, I have to ask Eric, how was Mets fantasy camp? Just last week. Just got back this past week.
Just got back. It's unbelievable. Meet all the players that you've seen throughout different generations. Had a ball. Played with them. Played against them.
That's cool.
Have dinner with them. Got struck out by Nelson Figueroa, the Mets SNY analyst of pre and post game, former major league pitcher. Unbelievable.
Can you explain? Sorry, because I've never even heard of this. Do you you just go there for a day or
You
a
go
weekend?
there for a whole week. You pay a whole lot of money. They give middle-aged men uniforms, hairy, disgusting middle-aged men.
Okay.
Mets uniforms.
Well, so far that's hot to me. So.
And we go out and they test your skills or lack thereof, and they draft you on teams and you play against each other, and then eventually you wind up playing against the pros, some of which are coaching you the whole week.
That's
So
cool.
you wind up meeting them and you hang out in the locker room with them. And and you just can't believe that you're hanging out with these guys that you've seen on TV 30 years ago.
Name some of the guys who were there, the former players who were there.
Well, Todd Pratt is a favorite of mine. He loves my brother and I. He hit the home run to win the National League Division Series in 1999 against the Diamondbacks. Buzz Capra, a pitcher who was on the 73 Mets, famous for a fight that he had with Pedro Borbon in a game that I had attended at age 12. Pete Rose and Bud Harrelson had a fight. He had a fight also, and he wound up to be a good relief pitcher for the Mets and for the Braves afterwards.
Right.
Dwight Gooden was there. Mookie Wilson, who was my manager last year. I mean,
Really?
Yeah. Oh, there's the list. The
I
list
didn't know
keeps
that he
going.
was
Lenny
there.
Harris, the all-time pinch hitting leader in Major League history. He was one of the coaches. He kept yelling my name, Tartaglione. They happened to. Some of these guys have a fascination with my name. My brother and I were there together, and Nelson Figueroa.
Very cool. And what do the wives do during that week? So it's a fantasy week for you
Anything
too,
we want.
Yeah.
What we do is we shut the television off for the week because he likes television and I don't like it. I
Quiet.
like quiet and music.
Well, that's research for work.
That's right.
Watching TV, right?
Yeah.
Checking out over comics and jokes and stuff.
We've got Brian Festa watching.
Hello,
and
Brian Festa.
Darren O'Neill
Darren
and
O'Neill.
Melissa Boilo.
Boilo. Melissa Boilo. I will mention quickly Melissa's radio show because she's always nice enough to mention our show. Melissa Boilo has a Billy Joel show, Songs from the Attic. It's called every Sunday mornings from 10 to 11. WVOA, I believe it is. WVOA up in Syracuse. But if you go on WVOA's website, you can listen, streaming live. It's fun. If you're a Billy Joel fan, you'll love her show.
John Morelli, Sherry Faith.
Okay, hi guys. Thanks for tuning in. Just Sally keeps track of who's watching and who's commenting, so that we can
Where's all my people?
comment back
Come on
and make
in.
fun of them. Yeah. Any friends of Susan?
Jody Falkman Kiss.
Hey, Jody.
Jody.
I want my last name to be Kiss. That's cool.
Isn't that a great name?
Yeah.
Oh, Kiss? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's her last name.
Nice.
Hi, Jody. Love you.
It's not just a name; it's a way of life.
Ha. Catherine Orlando.
Catherine, my girl, my Bella Moonite.
Annie O'Neill.
Annie, love you. My ex-sister-in-law, but still my sister.
Bobby
Nice.
Donahue.
Bobby Donahue.
Cousin Annie.
Liz Passarelli.
That's my little Liz. Yes, hi.
Hey, Liz.
Since 14.
David Jodrell. Jodrell.
Not out.
Hey, David. You don't belong to us. But hey,
This is.
I know. I feel like I don't want to leave him out. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Maureen Lane. I think that's
Hi,
everyone so
Maureen
far.
Lane. This is like romper room, and I
Brenda
see
back.
Bobby and I see Brenda. Okay.
Bumper stumper, bumper boo.
Nice.
I'm showing my age.
And the what was that other Doobie, right? Was the
I don't know.
Mr.
I heard-
Doobie.
Mr. Doobie?
yeah, wasn't
Yeah, who
he?
was
I don't know. do
Isn't
they?
that a character on the Romper Room? Help me out. Comment.
Mr. Doobie
Mr.
was a
Doobie
character?
was like-
Wasn't it Romper Room? Somebody's got to comment. Tell us.
That was some guy selling stuff in the back of the high school.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I'm
Mr.
Mr.
Roachcliffe.
Doobie.
Keep track of the comments. It was definitely
Who used to
Mr.
do it? It was
Doobie.
Miss Louise was the one who was holding.
Oh yeah.
Stomper Bumper Boo was Miss Louise.
Wow. Nobody's backing me up yet?
No, they
All right.
think you're
All
high.
right. Well, we're not here to
All
talk
right,
about
go
Romper
ahead.
Room. All right. We're here to talk about being a medium and being a comedian. All right. Well, first off, I'll ask: do you guys ever do anything together? Show-wise, like is there ever like a package deal?
Well, we call each other Fortunes and Funnies.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
We have done some radio and TV and things together, and yeah, we will book together when people want us to book. He
Absolutely.
warms up the crowd, and I kind of chill him out, I guess.
We get, and you got a beef with governors. They're bringing in that other guy. I think we should go over there and have a chat. with
Hanson.
him. Yeah.
If he's very good.
Well, yeah, but who cares?
Right.
That's right. No, we're not saying it, but listen. My
I
wife.
do stuff for them privately, so.
Oh, do you? Yeah. And all right, and let me ask now too. And forgive me, I'm not really familiar with the medium. What you guys?
Psychic medium?
Of course, but I don't know. Are there I know there's types like Teresa Caputo, who's from Hicksville. She talks to the dead, but there's also ones who tap into a current situation, or they talk about the future. Is it all one and the same, or is it
No,
different
but I
types?
do it all.
You do it all.
I do it all.
Oh, okay.
I'm a psychic medium. I also use tarot. A psychic will derive their information through what they hear, sense, smell, hear, anything, all different ways. A
Oh,
medium
wow, I didn't know
really does connect to a spirit, an energy, a loved one, a guide. So when I first started, I was more of a psychic, and through the years, it developed into a lot of mediumship.
Okay.
So,
And how did it start for you? It's just one day. You just
as a child.
okay.
When I was young, I had a couple of different experiences. When I was 7, 11, a couple different ages, various times I said, okay, something's happening in my life here. And I was a very young mother, and I kind of got away from my own things, but I did pick back up on it and been doing it full time for about 20 years now.
Oh wow, nice.
Love my work.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Love the information they give me. I feel like they should get 10%, the guides, because they give me all the information. But
Yeah, it must be
it's
very
derived in a lot of
rewarding,
different
yeah.
ways. Yeah, it's wonderful.
And tough too at the same time.
There,
Dealing with
there
some
are
heavy-
days where a glass of wine is waiting as soon as the last one's out the door.
Sure.
It's difficult. There's some days that are very emotional. There's some days that are lighter. There's days when people book the full day for September 11th.
Oh,
That
sure.
are usually a very difficult day that I prepare for days.
Wow.
But all in all, I want them to leave better than they came in, with something to go with. So that's my goal, is to make them feel better.
That's cool. What do you think the fascination is with do you think because if someone lost a loved one suddenly, like in a car accident or like 9/11,
Right.
as opposed to being
Closure.
is that what?
A lot of it is closure. A lot of it is asking if they had a smooth transition. Sometimes they just want to hear some kind of thing between them, something funny, something that had happened, a nickname, whatever. They just want to know that they're still connected. And if I can provide that bridge, that's what I do. So.
All right, and I asked before, how long it's been going on for you, but how does it? So you said it could be smelling or something you see. So you could walk in here and just sit down and something just strikes you, and how do you know it's you know what I mean?
Clairaudient, what's the ones?
Sentient.
Sentient is scent, clairaudient is hearing, vision. I just hear, basically I listen to what I hear. I also get a little bit of a projector that goes off in my third eye. And remember in the old days we used to have those projectors, and it was kind of like, that's what I kind of get
sure.
here. So I have to sometimes watch it, but it blinks.
Oh,
So
wow.
I get the information through here, or I hear it, sense it, smell it, or I'm told. I am physically told. That's when I came in and I told you something prior.
Right.
That was told on my way in.
Right.
That you confirmed. So that's
Wow,
what that would be.
that's
It's
amazing.
it's all, you derive it in all different ways. Plus tarot cards, which people don't really understand how they work. But tarot is a tool, a divination tool that helps you concentrate and get more information to the client. So psychically, what I'm hearing, the medium is what the guides or the spirits are giving me, and the tarot sort of is a canvas to fill in little blanks.
Okay.
And so I give them, I call it my three-way reading, because I use all my sources that I can.
And is it very clear? You know, like
My
you get names.
information?
Yeah. Like you.
Clear as a button.
Wow. You see faces?
I see faces, I've seen the other side,
Wow.
I've seen suicide situations that were difficult.
Oh wow.
Sometimes I don't see them, I just hear them. Or I get a silhouette or a general impression of them. It's like a snowflake. Everybody's different. Every
Yeah,
reading's
okay.
a little bit different.
Sure. Wow. It's amazing.
People want to know if you do phone sessions.
I do phone readings as well, all over the country, all over the United States.
All right. Well, since you asked that, where can they find you? Facebook, obviously.
Well, if you go on Facebook, The Spicy Psychic on Facebook, that's where I put all my events, everything that's going on. You can also email me at readingsbysusan@yahoo.com or spicymeatball@optonline.net.
I thought that was you.
I gave her that name, by the way, because she's a great cook,
Ah,
by the way.
So speaking of
I'm
spicy
Italian,
meatballs.
spicy meatballs.
Oh, hey. So over there, we got Eric over there. Now, Eric, not only did he get to go to Mets fantasy camp, which I'm very jealous of, but then he comes home and he goes and performs in front of 500 freaking people. Was that opening up for Vic, or was that?
Yes, opening up for Vic. Oh, we have a Vic DiBitetto, the great Vic DiBitetto, and I opened for him. Hey Vic, I don't think he's watching, but hey Vic.
Hey, you never know.
But anyway, yes. Well, what happens is as we were winding down the camp on Friday, as I said, you play the pros.
Right.
I went and got an at-bat against Nelson Figueroa, former Met pitcher, current analyst for the Mets on SNY TV. He struck me out like I wasn't even there, but it was an honor. It was very cool to do. Then I played the field against the pros, against guys that I watched growing up. It was amazing. Then Saturday morning, I wound up having lunch with the National League Urban Run Average leader of 1974, Buzz Capra. He told us Yogi Berra stories. Get on a plane, fly back to New York from Port St. Lucie. My wife was waiting. We jump in a car, take off, head to New Jersey, because Newark. I performed in front of 500 people at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center. Right, everything, right. And I did the show there, and then the next day I have a show called Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat that I wrote with 3 other comics, one of whom you've had here, Chris Monti.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, well, he was one of the authors and former stars of it. We had a sold-out show at the brokerage in Belmore, a raucous day, and it was just an amazing weekend. I don't know if
it's
I'll
a
ever
play,
have
like
it
it's a
again.
comedic play.
It's a play that features stand-up comedy, never been done before.
Right.
You know the way you go to a musical and they'll break out into a song? Well, we'll go to the audience and break that fourth wall and break out into stand-up. And it's written around all of our comic acts and our characters. And it's about 4 Italian Americans who show up to group therapy, and the therapist never shows up.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's an hour and a half show about that. It's about family, it's about marriage, it's
That's
about
great.
everything. It's about the whole gamut of life experience. You do not have to be Italian. We've had people come to us and say, you have to come to India, which blew me away, completely blew me away. We've had people of all races and nationalities love it, because to tell you the truth, we all have the same big family, dysfunctional or otherwise. All of us have it pretty much the same.
I don't know what you're talking about. And the show's been, other than the brokerage, you've had a run in the city.
We're still having a run in the city. Our next show is February 17th at the Broadway Comedy Club. We're doing it at least once a month there. We're doing it twice in March.
Nice.
We're selling it out. It's an afternoon show. It's either a Saturday or Sunday afternoon once a month in the city.
Where's the Broadway? Where is it? Is it in
53rd
Queens or
and between
Manhattan?
8th and 9th.
Okay.
It's 53rd Street between 8th and 9th.
Broadway Comedy Club.
Broadway Comedy Club. Or you can go to our site, Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat on Facebook. We also have a 2-man version of the show called My Big Fat Dysfunctional Life.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Which is what my partner Joe Maffa. It's 2 of us from the show. It's a 2-man version of Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat. It's about a Met fan and a Yankee fan in the upper deck of Yankee Stadium during a rain delay. And that's again
Oh, that's great.
My Big Fat Dysfunctional Life on Facebook as well. We're doing that Looks of dates are coming for that also. We've been doing that semi-regularly at the Broadway Comedy Club as well. Shut Up, Sit Down and Eat was nominated for an award off Broadway, and it's been very popular. Chris Monti left the show.
Right.
Tina Georgi, another woman that wrote the show with us, she left the show. So we have 2 replacement actors, and we've kept going.
Who? Which are who?
Ali Mulrain is the name of the actress. She was Edie Falco's stand-in.
Oh wow!
Believe it or not, yes, and she's very good,
She's
very
great.
talented. She's great. And Ben Bowman plays the Chris Monti character. Ben was one of the original dancers and one of the original folks who helped to create the Moving Out, Billy Joel the musical.
Oh, nice.
On Broadway, yes. So it's the 4 of us, and we're having a ball. And as I said, it's for everyone. You don't have to be Italian. We've actually had people come to us. Another guy said, "You have to come to Edinburgh." You're from, he said, Scotland? He said, "Oh, they'd love it."
I said that.
I was
Wow.
like, okay. Scotland. That is, all right, that's, okay. So.
Just you can't wear the kilt though.
Can't wear the kilt. No kilt, because you know what? Hey, I'm Italian. What can I tell you? We need an extra large kilt. What do you want me to
Oh
say?
my goodness.
Yeah, okay.
Susan says
Hey, she
they're all
brought it
happy.
up, not me. But anyhow,
I'd like to see a photo of that. I'd like to see you in the kilt. Yeah.
let me tell you something. These kids today, that's what they do. They take pictures, and they send them to women to drive them wild. That's what they do. Let me tell you something for you youngsters out there. If you can fit it all in one picture, it's probably not that impressive.
Andrea Feldman wants to know if the show will travel. She would love to see something like that in Denver or at the
Hi,
Viller
Andrea.
Center in Beaver Creek.
Oh my God!
Beaver
Let me tell you
We'd
something.
love to come to
I don't know.
We
Colorado.
love,
Oh,
we
Colorado.
love to
We're
come
gonna
to
come see a
Colorado.
Bronco game though in September or October.
Big Bronco fan, Denver
Yeah.
Bronco
I
fan
used to
here.
be.
We're going to come there to
Yeah.
see a game, and we would love to bring it to Denver. If you can book it there, we'll
Hey,
go where
Andrea,
it's booked.
find us a room. We'll get there. I got something in my eye. I'm sorry, people. I keep like scratching my eye.
That's all right.
Like a fuzz. Okay.
I totally lost my train of thought. All right.
Nick Miggs is watching.
who
Eric Shevelin. Nick Miggs.
Oh, Nick Miggs. Hi, Nick Miggs. And who else? Did you say Eric Shevlin? Is that what you said? Eric's my business partner at Knockem Comedy. How did you get into comedy?
I started as an actor.
Oh, really?
I was an actor on Long Island and in the city, off of Broadway and Long Island shows. Getting to the point where I actually had some leading roles. I got really disillusioned after a while. It's just the business itself. I wound up getting cast in this play that was really horrible. It was an original piece. It was so bad. And we were dressed in these white jumpsuits, walking with cans cans of tomato sauce
Awful.
to sort of display the toil of useless labor, and it's worse than I'm describing it. And by the time it was done, I looked at her. I said, "I quit. I can't take this." I said, "You know what? There's a stand-up class." I says, "Oh, I could never do that, but let me give it a shot." She said, "She's so supportive."
Was it Rich's class? Rich Walker?
Stand-up University, and they're still going
Yeah.
on Long Island. I took the class, and long story short, I says, "Oh, you know what? I mean, we're terrible. All of us are terrible when you start." But 5 years later, I was playing Las Vegas.
Wow, nice.
So I wound up getting connections here through Long Island. I wound up getting little clubs here, and next thing you know, it grew and it grew, and I never looked back. And this play that we wrote culminates in the acting and the comedy put together.
Right.
It sort of helped combine everything. But that's how we started, and I've never looked back.
And that's the life of an actor too. You always do some things that you're embarrassed about or just can't believe that you're doing. I once did a Beauty and the Beast show where they wanted it to look like some kind of weird gypsy thing, and it was very abstract, and we had to. There was no set, and we had to be trees in between our acting and our scenes. We would have to be trees as one actor is climbing over us, looking through the trees. And one thing I'll never forget, I had to be a gate, so I had to bend over to be the gate while another guy was the gate post. So it looked like we were, doing something X-rated as I'm bending over in front of him. And I did the same. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. So I pick and choose a lot of what I do. But we all seem to end up in that place where we just, paying our dues, I guess. I want to go back a little bit. for those of you, which I'm sure most people do, but for those of you who don't know who Vic DiBitetto is, he's the milk and bread guy. Gotta get the bread, gotta get the milk, gotta get. You open for him all the time?
A lot, an awful lot. Yes, February 17th, I will be at the Governor's 2 shows. The 10 o'clock show is not sold out. The 7 o'clock is. Also, my birthday, March 17th as well. We'll be back at Governor's.
Sam's birthday is March 17th.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are
St.
twins.
St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
Look at
man.
me. Do I look Irish to you?
Well, you're wearing green.
Yeah, I'm wearing green. But anyway, Vic and I have the same manager. His manager took me
okay.
on. So as a
Nice.
result, I wind up working with him a lot.
And we that's actually how we met. We were Knockem Dead Comedy. We were at Governor's back in December, and that's Vic was there and Eric was there. Vic was a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, nicer than I thought he would be. To be honest, I was shocked.
Listen,
Vic is a doll.
Yeah,
listen,
really
we're spreading
super
joy in the world. There's no reason not to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll throw in there too. Knockem Dead Comedy's coming back to Governor's March 3rd. We'll be there. March 3rd.
What show are we doing?
We are doing our mob show.
Nice.
The Family, the Felony, and the Wedding Fund. It's a wedding involving some mob families. And we're still playing the little room at Governor's, but we're hoping to get good responses because we were told if we keep selling out, they will bring us into the big room. So we got our fingers crossed, and we hope everybody comes to see us. Where'd the name come from? Spicy Psychic. Oh, the spicy meatball.
Yeah.
That's right. You guys already said
Everything's
that.
spicy. Can I plug my events now?
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
I was getting to it.
Okay, here we go. I had it. That's why I was on. My daughter texted me. You look like you're texting. Stop texting. I was looking up my events, Tiffany. Okay. Tuesday, February 6th, I will be at Prince and Berto's in Franklin Square. I don't think there's a lot of seats left. It is a 3-course dinner and one-on-one reading. That's Prince and Berto's in Franklin Square, Tuesday, February 6th from 6 to 9. And this is all on the Spicy Psychic page. You can see my list of events. Tuesday, February 13th from 6 to 9, it will be at the Lark in East Northport. And if you want to make a reservation there, you can contact Jen, 631-943-5003.
Say that again.
631-943-5003. I'm sorry, above with Franklin Square, the Prince and Berto's, you can contact Pina, 516-444-1724. And on Tuesday, February 20th, I think this is almost sold out. It is a Meet the Mediums night at Artistry and Movement Studio of Dance in Deer Park. And that's Aileen. You can contact her at 516-640-2755.
What does that mean, Meet the Mediums?
Well, they're featuring us they really just want to sit us one-on-one with people and just do the medium work with these people.
Oh, so people just come in, they sit with you for a few minutes and then...
Well, it's about a 15-minute reading.
Okay.
That's the minimum, usually about 15 minutes. And it's exclusively to do mediumship. And sometimes we'll actually do it as a group, depending on how much time we have
Oh,
afterwards.
okay. Fine. And it's medium, so it's not just you.
Well, it's Donna, my friend Donna, another psychic,
Oh, okay.
but I've done it on my own as well.
Right.
And all of those events they can see on the Spicy Psychic.
Yeah, the Spicy Psychic on Facebook. All my events are listed.
You must, people hear medium, I mean, it's a popular thing. I mean, you must be working a lot, is
I'm working
my
a lot.
guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're fortunate to work a lot, but I know it's a tough business. But, yeah, mediums, and I'm not trying to downplay it at all, but I would just, like you're trying to sell shut up, sit down and eat, that, I'm sure you have to explain it and do a lot of presentation, or, you get people interested. Where medium, they just, oh yeah, I want to see a medium,
Well, you know what it is, I think, too, right now, where we are in the universe, I think a lot of spiritual uplifting is kind of big and needed.
Yes.
So I'm kind of in the right place at the right time
Thank
now.
you for
Yeah,
help
that's
me
what
out
I think-
there.
That's what I think you were trying to say.
Yes.
But
So I can actually
I'm
take
really-
this and insert it in my mouth.
Wow, you double jointed?
Yeah,
Triple
triple,
joint, my
quadruple.
So I think I'm in the right place at the right time, so it's helpful. Plus, I only work on reference, word of mouth, and
Oh, okay.
I'm out a few months at a time booked, and it's just becoming more acceptable. And I think there's some, like anything, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones, and
Do you worry that, because I mean that's which I'm sure you come across. There's a lot of skeptics,
Mhm.
a lot of people that don't believe.
Sure.
So do you feel that the bad ones, or the, assuming even if there are such thing as fake ones, do you worry about that at all? That they're ruining it, or?
I know what you mean. Do I worry? I know my work, my quality. I always say I work in the lights, and again, I'm always on referral, so people are coming to me trusted. But I don't blame people for being skeptics, because there's a lot of people that really aren't psychics or mediums. Some of them are pretending. If anybody tells you there's a spell on you, and for $100 or $200 I'll remove that spell, run and call me, because I will find them. Because that bothers me. You know, there's no such. You are powerful. Nobody is going to take away your power and do that to you. So, you know, that's just people who are maybe naive or in a bad place, and you know. But there are people that are not in the right place. But there's a lot of good psychic mediums out there as well. Sure. You know.
Yeah, we my family grew up with Teresa Caputo's family, so like I said, I don't know much about it, but it was a friend of mine that actually said she's really on the up and up, and it was nice to have, you know, to know that people that you trust, you know, had experiences with her, so you know, so it helps you, you know, kind of, because I had seen. Who's the guy that had the TV show?
Edward.
Thank you, John Edward. Right.
I read his mom.
Oh, yeah. I saw him. A friend of mine had free passes to one of his tapings, so I went just, you know, for the fun of it. But I'll tell you, it was nothing like the finished broadcast. You know, it was.
Listen,
he stumbled a lot.
The cameras and and it's very hard to look authentic, I think, on something like that.
Sure.
You're going to be up for criticism on a very interesting field to begin with.
Right.
So it's, you know, I think John Edwards is on the up and up. You know,
Okay.
I do. Again, it's really, if you come with an open-hearted mind and you listen to what's being said, I really do feel you'll walk away with something. So give it a try. You know, that's all you can do is give it a try.
But my wife does one-on-one readings, so you're guaranteed to get a reading. So this is what we don't understand when they go to a big group. That may be nice to introduce yourself. We go to a big group. First of all, I know that my wife has said she would find all the energy to be, you know, a little disconcerting, and it's got to throw things off for the medium. But the idea is the people are coming and they're not leaving satisfied. But when you go to somebody one-on-one, you know, you can sit with them for up to an hour. Sure. People,
so I guess there's no. For you, you can't run and hide. You can't sneak off.
That's what people say that. And they say, I can't tell you something. Everybody's always saying, believe me. And they go, you can't cheat. She'll know. Here's the problem. Nobody wants me. So I don't have a problem, folks. If you want to like challenge me and make my life difficult by coming on to me, be my guest. Because so far, this isn't exactly a chick magnet.
He is blind. He doesn't see anything going on.
I don't know. Everybody's always. I don't know. There's no problems. No, in fact, it's very cool to have her. Believe me, she's given me good advice.
Concierge. What is that Italian word?
Oh,
yeah, she's my Tom Hayden right there. She's
What
she's
word
my
did you say?
Loyal company right there.
What word did you say?
Consigliere.
Yeah.
Consigliere.
Oh, there you go.
If you want to say it properly.
What does that even mean? Being
Your
all
counselor.
Irish?
What do you mean for the advice?
The right-hand man.
Right, the
Okay.
counselor. You know, the person who helps you with advice.
I'm gonna get some water here. Actually, do you just want to get some
What
water for
do you-
Eric?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm okay.
Drink
Nah,
more than
he's
that.
gonna
All right,
want some.
I'm good.
I'm the camel. He drinks a lot.
Thanks.
That's a thing.
No, that's all right. You know, we just, you know, doing a show and, you know, talking and being a waiter. And
Did you ever see the famous Johnny Carson, where they were on the panel and
What, my cookie?
George Gobel? No, I just took my. George Gobel was sitting there, the old comedian, and Dean Martin was sitting next to him, and they were all having fun. And he was sitting there holding his drink, and Dean Martin was flicking his ashes.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
the guy-
well, Carson's not looking.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
wow.
those old clips. Yeah.
Sure.
There's a great one with Don Rickles and Sinatra on the Tonight Show. You ever see that one? You must know the one I'm talking about. Sinatra tells Carson the story of Don Rickles sitting next to him. He said, "Oh yeah, one time I saw Rickles in a restaurant, and he came up to me and he said, Frank, I'm with this girl. Can you come over and say hello? She'd really be impressed that that we're friends." So he says, "Yeah, Don, I'll come over in a few minutes." Sinatra works his way over there and says hello to Don Rickles. And Don Rickles looks up and says, "Why are you talking to me? Can't you see I'm eating dinner yet?" I love that stuff.
Yes, that's great. But Chris Monty, that sounds like a Chris Monty story.
Yeah.
Lets you know that's Chris. He was old school that way.
Chris
He's
is one
really
of my absolute
funny,
favorites.
really nice.
We went about a week or so after his appearance with us. We went to see him, and I had seen him before. Sally hadn't. He's tremendous, man. He's just, yeah.
One of the writers of Shut Up, Sit Down, and Eat, folks.
Yeah, that's great. So I wanted to ask you too.
Oh.
You have a picture on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Vigil, am I saying Vigil?
Yes.
You got, I need to know, because if you check out the Spicy Psychic Facebook page, there's a picture of Susan with
That's
this
right.
man.
Spicy Psychic on Facebook.
What did I say?
No, we keep saying it 100
Oh,
times. I keep
Just
plugging
kidding.
myself.
Just keep plugging it.
Let's hang a sign, dancing girls. Spicy Psychic. There's this picture of Susan with a man named Ted Vigil. I mean, I looked at that and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I know.
this guy is a spitting image of John Denver. John Denver. And I really, what is that? Is he a
I found out
professional?
that he was going to be at in Port Jefferson at Theater 3,
Okay.
and I dragged him, and I really love John Denver.
Oh,
He
okay.
he speaks to my soul.
Oh, wow.
I just really love him. And I went, I said, we'll see. I mean, I thought it would be good, but he was great. And I got to meet him afterwards, and I don't usually get like goose flesh, but when he started walking over to me, it was like, whoa. You for a minute.
It was really
It's like,
amazing.
it's John Denver. I mean, I knew it wasn't, but he was a very sweet guy.
Oh,
He
okay.
tours, he doesn't tour a lot in New York, so I'm waiting for him to come back.
Yeah, I never even
And he
knew
did
there
a
was.
really good job with the
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, he did. He really did a good
Yeah,
job, and
he
it
had
was
a lot of
amazing how
passion
much he
and
looked like him.
it was-
Oh yeah, that totally blown away.
That was
So
a
I just,
great- that
I
was
just
a
had to
great
ask
show.
what that was about.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I know
Couldn't
people
believe
were
that
like, I
picture.
thought he died. I was like, no, this is not him.
Right, that's what I mean. That's
Kim-
what threw me.
Kim-
I
Wait.
conjured back his spirit. Here he is. I have John Denver with me.
Now that is some psychic.
When you started talking about the story, Kim Quaid Janison wrote in, "Oh, John Denver."
Oh, okay.
So I guess he's really famous.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Well, you know what? He wouldn't be for John Denver fans because he's basically the next best thing.
Right.
Yeah, he really is something. You could get a chance to see him if you're a fan. See?
Wow. All right. Well, speaking of famous people, other than Vic, have you worked with?
You know who I worked with one time? I got to tell you,
No,
what a
tell
great experience.
A lot of them.
I didn't have much a chance to talk to him because he came right before the show. But I worked with Dave Coulier from
Full House. Yeah.
and I believe he is the inspiration for the Atlantis Morissette song.
That's what
Oh,
they
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ought to know. She's
Yeah.
the one he's the one she's singing to.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Could you
worked on
imagine?
You
Nickelodeon or
can never
something
see
together.
that it's Dave Coulier.
No.
You would never think that,
Yeah.
But we worked together, and he was so nice and so gracious. And then at the end, he did something that I've never seen in comedy. Certainly never saw with me. He made me come out with him. We were a two-man show, and he made us bow. And you don't bow at the end of a comedy show, the whole show itself. Just the last person on. But he said, "Eric, come on
Yeah,
out,"
that's
and
cool.
the two of us bowed together. And I thought it was a very cool thing.
Yeah.
So I worked with Dave. I worked with Vic. I've worked. Lord, you know what? I worked with Louis C.K.
Oh, okay.
Coffee.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yes, Sebastian Maniscalco, who's become very, very big. Bobby Collins. Just trying to think of it. Just the
Robert Klein.
names on the
Wow.
circus. I had a show canceled with Robert. I
I'll
really,
let you do it.
Oh,
really,
wow.
really, really wanted to work with Robert Klein,
Sure.
and it was canceled. Colin Quinn. I did a spot on one of his
Who I
shows.
did a reading for, didn't I? Was that the one that came in?
No,
Who
I
was-
don't know. Did he?
On the
come in?
Sirius satellite? Was that Colin
Oh
Quinn
yes, I
that
think it
called
was
in?
Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did a reading on there with him.
He called you?
Well, no, he called into the show,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's like, "Don't tell me that." And
We
I-
were on the Miserable Man show on the Stern Network. We were on the Howard Stern Network.
Oh, wow.
Yes, called the Miserable Man show. It was a Sunday night.
They were miserable to me in the beginning until I won them over, and then they were much better.
Really?
That was the only time I was actually in my pants. That scared me, that show.
Really?
Yeah.
They were that bad?
Well, they were. You know what? Can I say?
You can say whatever you want.
Can I say the word bitch? Okay. I call certain people to prove it to me, bitch people. Like they don't know what they don't understand what I'm doing. So I say, oh. But I walked in and they were, hassling me a little. But then once the calls and stuff started coming in, I started reading all of them around when we had our headphones on, and then they were all kind of chilling out.
Wow.
I felt better because I got them out of the way to calm
Right,
down.
right.
Shuli and
Oh, yeah.
Reverend Bob Levy,
Reverend Bob Levy, and a couple other guys, and
Mike
it was
Morse.
good. And I said, "Can you do a 20-minute segment of call-ins?" They made me do 3 20-minute segments because it just kept rolling. So.
And I did a comedy thing that night too. I won a little
And he won
comedy
the
contest.
he won the
So we had
contest,
some night.
Yeah, it was a Monday night, but like, what are you doing on Monday night?
That's great.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was very. That was a red letter day in our marriage because again, a chance to work together.
Yeah,
And
which
theoretically,
must be a
it
lot of
was
fun.
around the country, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
it was cool.
That's great. It's funny you mentioned Stern, because I was going to ask you this. What I enjoy about your show, it's something fresh. It's a little different. Because I remember when I mentioned Don Rickles before. When Don Rickles died, Howard Stern was talking about Rickles and just talking about all the old-time comics. And he said, when was that? Just last year, right?
Yes.
And Stern said at the time he feels that comedy currently is kind of dead. He feels that it's nothing but a bunch of guys in t-shirts getting up there and just complaining about life or complaining about social media. But you have some a different spin on it. You offer something cool whether it's a 2 or the 4. Well, was that your?
Well, it was our
ambition?
intention.
Yeah.
We did something. Besides our stand-up acts, we did something that was never done before. It was
Right.
a play featuring stand-up. In fact, we've had people come, an actor, Taylor Negron, who passed a few years ago. He was in films. He was a friend of our director.
He was great.
And he was a great guy. And he had said, nobody ever thought of this before. Why didn't why didn't anybody else ever think of this? To have something where instead of breaking out into song, somebody goes, to the audience and does part of their act. Besides our acts itself, doing the show it's a great comedy, and we had the laughs. So we had the comedic characters through our stand-up.
Right.
And to put them together, here's an example, a small example. It's not the same, but if you ever watch Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen, he sits. It's on late night. He sits there, and he has 4 comedians on a dais. Not really a dais. They're sitting around on couches. And I'll go, I understand you like airports. And then the guy will just do part of his bit. And I'll turn to the other one. I heard you're married. Does part of his routine. And the 4 people over half an hour are just doing parts of their act. Instead of them going up, each one of them individually with a microphone.
Right.
They're sitting around naturally. But this was a situation. This is a therapy session. So as a result, we interact with each other, and we wind up criticizing each other to the audience.
Right.
So it becomes it becomes a plot in essence. Our characters and how they meld is the point of the story, and people love it. And if the 4 of us were just to go do our stand-up acts, those exact same jokes without the interaction, everybody would have said, "Oh, that was nice," and then go home.
Right.
But if you do it make it something where we're interacting with each other as characters in a play, then people want to come back. I'm bringing my uncle. I got to bring my grandmother. I got to bring this one.
Yep.
So it's a lot easier just to do stand-up, though. Believe me, it's just you. You go out, you do your thing. And
Sure. Well, is it because
absolutely.
I do my comedy shows, but I'm one of 6 or 7 that are out there, and it's nice to have that safety blanket. That if I'm forgetting something, or if I'm just not feeling it that night, or what like playing baseball, you have your team, and you have somebody else to lean on. You have or you're forgetting a line. Somebody's going to pick you up. Where as opposed to being out there by yourself, you're on your own, man. That's frightening.
You would think so. You know what it is? You get so used to it.
But you're your own boss.
You're your own boss too.
Yeah.
It's
Because my
the thing
cast
is,
is a pain in the ass.
as a performer, you just adapt to both.
Yeah.
It's. By the way, Ali Moraine is also in a show like yours. It's called Murdered by the Mob, I believe.
Yeah, I'm familiar
She's
with that.
actually in that. She's actually does that show as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that company. Okay. But
He's just giving a funny
I was
face.
making a face because they're like competition, but they're not.
He's just teasing.
When you're doing a reading, or even today, when something just is it draining?
Sometimes, but what I do is I don't do quantity, I do quality. So I keep it to 3 hours a day. And I used to do like back-to-back events. I try to just do one on the weekend. Sometimes I have to do two because I'm, kind of packed. I try to do one real major event a week, and then a couple of days during the week, a 3-hour window.
Okay.
Sometimes I split it. I'll do like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night or something. It depends how backed up I'm getting.
Right.
So yes, it can be draining, but I try to eliminate that by working less and not trying to just grab a ton of people and,
Sure. Okay.
Can you shut it off and turn it on when you would like? Like if you're just going to King Cullen, does it hit you and you want to say, I just want to pick up a loaf of bread?
That's so funny you're saying that because it's exactly what I say to people.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'm in the car going food shopping, and I like to food shop because I like to cook, and I said I just want to go food shopping like a normal person. I just want to run around the store and create my little meals and think my little thoughts, and there's always something. Usually, those are havens for information for somebody as I'm walking around.
And you kind of feel the need to
Yeah, I mean, if
people.
Spirit is really presenting themselves, I feel like I'm supposed to go and tell them. So usually, but I could turning on. You don't really ever turn it off. You just learn how to compartmentalize it, that you can function as a regular person. Hey, baby.
She's asked me. She's said to me, I've gotten the info, and it's going to be for something tonight. Somebody tonight, and then one time I'm out in a club and music playing, and she goes, "I'm getting something for somebody over there."
Wow.
And then I says, "Who?" She says, "No," and then they're not leaving me alone. And I've seen her, and a bunch of us are there, friends, and we watched her go off, give the info. The woman's hugging her. She comes back. I said, "Did you give her a card?" And she says, "No, leave the tender moment alone." So she just doesn't even want to.
You don't say, all right, that'll be $25.
No, sometimes I just feel it's meant to. I mean, if they ask for the card, but if they don't, I don't.
Right.
They'll find me.
That's cool.
They'll find me.
You might, and do you get a lot of, get away from me? What are you talking about?
I've had people giving me kind of a,
Right.
But I mean, most people have been appreciative.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, you have to figure out how to approach them. I mean, you can't just scare them.
Well, sure.
You have to do it tactfully.
But, and would you say since John Edward and maybe Teresa that it's a little more acceptable? Or is it me just thinking maybe I've been around to be skeptic?
Well, I think it's more acceptable because obviously it's been more broadcast, but I just think there's, not only is it the psychic work, I think it's the spiritual work, it's meditation, it's Reiki, it's healing, it's working with crystals and
That's actually on my list. What is Reiki?
Reiki and magnified healing.
Yes.
That's on your
Reiki,
list.
that right there. Reiki and magnified
All
healing.
right, see. You're trying to get that. Reiki is really a hands-on healing. It's been around forever. And it's really just energy that two people share. You get trained. There's level 1, level 2, level 3. Then if you want to become a Reiki master, then you'd have to really prepare to be a Reiki master to teach it. But I never went to be a Reiki master because let the Reiki masters be the Reiki masters, but I'm an advanced Reiki.
Okay.
So I'm like a step before teaching. And you place your hands in certain ways and you just help people align and help them feel better. And you actually feel better in the process. Now sometimes their energy is difficult, so sometimes you may absorb difficult energy.
So when you say put your hands in different, you mean with the person?
Yeah, like you would be sitting in a chair in front of me.
Right.
And I would stand behind you and I would work from the top of the head, I'd work down your body, I'd work to your feet, ground you, and how to work your way back. And a lot of times during that process, I will get a message and I will give that person a message after being with them for that amount of time. Magnified healing is a form of Reiki, but it's faster and it's direct. And it's to me, it works for a certain reason, for a certain cause. I like it better for me because I feel it's faster results.
Okay.
But, especially long distance. So,
Okay.
but it's all, listen, it's an exchange of one person to another with love, and you're going to receive that back, which is beautiful. Not only are you giving it out, you're receiving it back.
Sure. Right.
So it's,
Wow.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Forgive me. I really had no idea about
You
that.
learn something new every day?
I do. Wow. All right. And I think. What do we got?
Did we get the list?
I think we did. It's right. It's almost 9:50. Wow. The time flies, man.
Lisa Lancer said Reiki is awesome.
All right, Lisa.
Lisa Lancer, yeah.
Jody, if you're still there, Jody is a master, beautiful Reiki teacher. Jody, the one with the last name of Kiss before you said
Oh,
that.
okay.
She is a great Reiki master.
Love to Bob too. We know him.
Magnified healing to Bob.
Okay. I'm just, that struck me, magnified healing to Bob. It's just new to me and different. That's cool.
Jody knows what I mean.
Okay. All right. All right. That's actually my whole list. Is there anything that you guys wanted to bring up? Appearances? Anything that you wanted to talk about?
Oh,
Talk about your shows.
I guess Shut Up, Sit Down and Eat. Well, it's kind of sold out. I believe it's sold out February 17th. But you can see it at the Broadway Comedy Club, 53rd, between 8th and 9th. Shut Up, Sit Down and Eat on Facebook.
Also your comedy page.
Also my comedy page. The name is long. It's Eric Tartaglione, comedian page. Now you can check my website out just with my initials, etcomic.com. Besides erictartaglione.com, you've got etcomic.com. I have my schedule up there. You can also check out some YouTube clips. I'm with Best Entertainment. Russell Best is my manager.
Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell. I also do a lot of open. You can see me with Vic DiPatetto February 17th at Governor's. The 10 p.m. show, the 7 o'clock show is sold out. After that, March 17th. I will be headlining McGuire's in Bohemia,
Nice.
April 27 and 28. I will be headlining at the Brokerage in Belmore, July 6th and 7th. So 3 shows, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday on both of those weekends.
Very nice. That's awesome. And so you're headlining. Who else is on the bill?
Don't know. No, that I don't know. I do know that the Governor's shows, those clubs are owned by Governors. Every show at Governor's is good. They have access to top comedians, and I'm proud to be headlining for them. I'm proud to work for them, period.
Absolutely.
But I'm definitely proud to be headlining for them.
That's great. Okay, so that covers it. As always, what we do every week, we end the show with some rapid fire trivia questions. They have nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with what we talked about, although we might slip in a little something that they may be familiar with. Just going to
If
run.
it's music, I'm good. I don't know about
If
that.
it's music, yeah.
I'm good at other stuff, I think. Go ahead.
There might be some music in
All
here.
right, let's see.
All right. But you guys get the answer too. I don't tell them if they're right or wrong right away. I just go through all the questions, give you guys a chance to comment. Is there anybody? No, and I'm really shocked, and I don't even know if I should bring this up, but I'm shocked nobody's been asking, for like their future or something. I'm really shocked. By that.
Well,
or
not
have you just
really
been
a
ignoring
future. Well, I've been kind of letting Sue kind of look at her stuff, but
I haven't. It's not coming up on my for some reason.
oh, really? Well, Jason Hinckley asked this twice, so I just want to ask: is Sue a spiritualist? Is she affiliated with Lilydale?
I would love to get there this year to Lilydale. So it is a beautiful spiritual place, and I heard about us meeting at the tree, and it's really just mediums and psychics doing their thing for a week and teaching each other. And so I'm going to try to get there over the summer. I have a friend, Adam Bernstein, a very close colleague, psychic friend. He teaches there at Lilydale. He'll be there this summer again. And am I a spiritualist? Yes. I was born and raised a Catholic. I have nothing against any religion, but spiritualism is what works for me at this time in my life.
Amanda Pizzo, do you get anything Pizzo, P-I-Z-Z-O, Amanda? She's asked a few questions.
What is she? No.
Well,
I
she
can't
wants
see
to
it.
know what her career would be. She wants to know what college she might transfer to, or what her career
Okay,
would
get a
be.
reading. I'm the spicy psychic.
Wow.
That might take a little time to tune into with her.
Oh, so there have been some of those.
Just
I
a
also
few,
do house
actually.
parties, and I do events and for all occasions. Just throwing that in there as well.
The Spicy Psychic on Facebook.
They're gonna go to sleep on this spicy psychic on Facebook.
Hey.
That's good though. It's ingrained in their heads. That's what we want. Okay, we're good. All right. All right. So here we go. So we're gonna do some rapid fire, and don't Google anything. Let's just type in your answers. Let's see how
I'm good.
smart
Watch
you are.
this. I'm going to do good. Watch.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
You said it. You said it.
Yay!
What number is represented? Oh, this is easy. What number is represented by X in Roman numerals?
10.
There you go. Easy.
That's what.
Here's a comedian question.
Go ahead.
What did Harry Stone wear under his judge robes on the TV show Night Court?
Oh, you know what? I never watched Night
You
Court.
never watched
I
Night
very,
Court?
very
Harry
rare.
Anderson?
Can I guess?
Harry Anderson.
Of
He
course.
was, yeah.
He was a
I'm gonna
funny
say-
stand-up
I'm
guy.
going to say
in-
more nothing.
Incorrect.
I'm going to go with boxers.
That is incorrect. Then.
That wasn't much.
But I like where your head is on. All right. Music question. This is easy. According to the Simon and Garfunkel song, who loves Mrs. Robinson more than she will ever know?
Jesus.
There you go. Everybody's singing the song in their heads.
Right.
Where are we? Oh, what is the diameter of a basketball hoop?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea.
Can we have some choices?
No.
It's round.
So, wow. It's amazing she got
Tiffany Rose said a bathing suit for
That's my daughter.
underneath the
I
said-
suit.
that. Oh, for Harry Stone? No,
Yeah.
that's wrong.
No.
She also said Jesus, so you should be proud
All right,
of her.
go Tiff. Drowning in that music in her since she's little.
Good music, too, yeah. What country celebrates its National Day on the 17th of May? Like we have 4th of July? There's a country that has the 17th of May. That's a hard question.
May 17th.
There's no way you get it.
Oh, it's that obscure a country?
Is it a
Maybe.
weird question?
It's just because it's just a weird
What's
question.
the first letter of the country?
Oh, come on now.
Was it? It's not Russia. May Day was May 1st, I guess. That's not Russia.
I have no idea.
Moving along. The zodiac sign Aries refers to what animal?
Ram.
Ram.
Nice. What was the first movie to feature Pacino and De Niro on screen together?
Heat.
I guess it was Heat.
Heat.
Yeah, it would be Heat.
Final answer?
Yes.
That's correct.
And
That's
that was
a
a
great
great movie.
Love that movie.
Ooh.
When they face off in the
But they
diner.
didn't have
Yeah.
enough scenes together, but that was great at the
But
time.
that was part of the build-up.
Yeah, I know. Those
I
are
never
good.
saw that other movie they did.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
What was
I don't
it?
remember it. It was years
They
later.
were
It wasn't that
cops
great.
or something.
Yes, it wasn't that great.
It wasn't, yeah, Heat was
Tiffany got Ram, and she also guessed, she guessed 18 inches for the basketball hoop.
Is she Googling?
Are you
Is she
Googling
Googling?
Tiffany
Tiffany, are you
Rose?
Googling?
She's
Is she
Googling.
that smart?
Well, I don't think so,
Smart.
because she said raging bull for the answer first, something else.
Well, that would be harder to Google. It's easier to Google
Yeah.
it than but that's okay. Hey, maybe she
But
got
maybe
it.
Dan, her,
She's brilliant.
Dan, her almost
My
fiance,
daughter's brilliant.
Dan, the almost fiance, maybe he knew the answer.
I don't care. My daughter's brilliant.
Oh, she's all offended. No!
Is that wishful
She said she
thinking?
was going to go to sleep early. Thanks for staying up, my girl.
Wishful thinking with the almost fiance, or is this guy a bum?
No, he's good. No,
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
We're just busting his onions.
But you be careful with their daughter, huh?
Exactly.
Busting the onions, yeah.
Who's the only Mets rookie to win a World Series game?
Only Mets rookie to win a World Series game.
That's what it says. Yeah, that's a weird question.
That is a weird question.
Like a pitcher?
Yeah,
Is he a
No,
pitcher?
it would be a pitcher.
Did Gooden not win one? Oh,
No,
I
he
just
wasn't a
gave-
rookie. He wasn't a rookie.
Yeah, you're
He
right.
won in the
So I
World
just
Series.
gave, that's not, so the answer's not Gooden.
You know what? Let's see. Maybe somebody like 69. Oh, was it Gary Gentry?
It was.
Wow.
Okay, there you
It's
go.
good.
Okay.
Nice.
You got a gift, you.
That's what happens when you go to
There you
boot
go.
camp year after
That's what.
year.
That's a talk about a misspent youth.
Well, yeah, Met
You
fans
give me
especially.
6 times 6. I need to take my shoes and socks off. But I know Gary Gentry won a game.
And let me ask you. I mean, this year we can only get better after last year, right? I mean, the only way to go is up.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I really want to
I
get
think
into that.
yeah, I think
We were having a
we're
good time until
You're
he
gonna
brought
go
up.
sideways.
Come on, we're Met fans. We're used to losing, so that's just the way it is.
Sideways.
Who's the only Met to hit 3 home runs in a single World Series?
Well, I know who did it. He was the only one that did it. Don Clendenin. And I was at one of the games.
Come on, that's something else. besides the damn Mets.
That's all I have left. I only have a few Mets questions, and we're done. We're
Okay.
done. Sorry.
Go ahead, give it to me.
With a salary of $2.8 million, this player was the highest paid player in the '86 Mets.
I don't know who the highest paid player was. You know what? That may have been a
Yes,
good
it
one.
was.
It was not.
Okay, it was not 2.8 million. What was the highest paid? Was it Keith Hernandez?
It was not.
Okay. Then it was Strawberry.
It was not.
Good.
Nope.
I don't know who is it. I gotta stop guessing. I
You
can
won't
go
tell
down.
us,
I can go down. I can go down the entire roster. I'm gonna get it eventually.
I had dinner with Gary Carter once.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I loved Gary
Oh,
Carter.
me too. He was the
Gary
best.
was a great.
I was, of all places, I was backstage at a Fleetwood Mac concert. It was a month after he got elected into the Hall of Fame. A month after the ceremony. And I happened to have a collared Met with a Met shirt on, collared Met
Really?
shirt. So I come walking backstage. There he is. He's the first person I see. And immediately I'm thinking, is that Gary Carter? What? Fleetwood Mac?
Oh
What?
my God.
He spots the shirt. He comes over to me. We sit down and have dinner together.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Crazy.
You're a blessed individual. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
I've had 4 experiences with Gary. Well, meetings with Gary Carter.
Wow.
Experiences making something.
Hey, you know what? That's a whole other show.
Well, say about the newspaper picture. That was cool
Oh,
with
that's-
him. I love
when
that
he-
picture.
When he,
What?
she's, they're having a little private moment.
I know, but if it's about the Mets, we need to know.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So when
I have a psychic prediction about her. Go ahead.
Something about the Mets.
Go ahead.
oh, all right. Oh, are they going to win this year?
No. It was horrible.
He
Go ahead.
tells it better.
Something
He tells it
about
better than I do,
Philly.
'cause I don't remember the story.
Oh, okay. When I have a bunch of Gary Carter stories, but when he passed, 2012, the opening day for that baseball season, I think
I was there.
You were there? Oh, it was the first. It was the first year that party deck out there in left field. That's where I was, and I'm standing there. The game hasn't started yet, but it's about to start. And out of left field comes Carter's family.
They made them come in through it. Yeah.
Right.
And
So they're walking. And they stop right in front of me. So immediately I say to myself, I'm not moving. So they're going to do something, and I'm just going to stand right here. Sure enough, it was where they had that black home plate.
Right.
On the field said kid on it.
Right.
That was the unveiling. It was right at my feet. So the next day on the Daily News had almost a full page color picture of Gary Carter's family in front of this emblem or sign, whatever you want to call it, with me standing on top of them.
Wow.
Everybody's in blue Mets uniform. I had a bright red fire engine shirt on, and I'm I'm like Rocky Balboa.
Wow.
But you would think this guy was taking a picture of me.
You looked a little drunk there. We were drunk.
And I don't drink.
Yeah,
That's just my normal
just-
face. So yeah, that's my.
Do you have that on
Of
Facebook?
course.
That picture?
Oh, yeah.
Send me that picture. I want to see it.
All right, I will send it over.
Now, talk about predictions. You want
Yeah.
to talk about Mets and the psychic world? Here we go. Two-
This is a good one.
But that's kind of what I want to know, like what it's like
2007,
living
yeah,
together,
that's
you
good.
know?
2007, before the season, my wife says, "What are the Phillies going to do this year?" I'm hearing the Phillies. I said, "I don't know. We'll see." Then, as the season's going on, the Mets have a 7-game lead with 17 to play. She goes,
Right.
"How are the Phillies?" I go, "Nope."
Come September.
And they blew it, and the Phillies won the division, and she had them as a preseason prediction.
Wow.
And she knows nothing.
Oh, you don't.
No. She doesn't. She's
About
the poor
Phillies,
woman.
no.
She doesn't know anything. Maybe she knows what a strike is, but the point of the matter
Oh,
is.
man.
No, but I'm saying is she's not a fan. Is the
Oh,
point.
I know a little bit more than that.
Well, you know what I mean. She doesn't care really. But for her to get the
I
Phillies
enjoy
out of
watching
that.
Noah. I mean, I enjoy watching the Mets.
But Noah Syndergaard wasn't on the team then.
Oh well.
He was,
He's got to be back this year.
Would you have, if you were that positive about the Phillies, would you have bet money?
I
Would you?
don't bet, and I can't.
But
We don't bet on that.
oh,
type
so
of
you?
stuff.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, that's a little rule.
I can't bring. No, I don't feel it's right. I could probably be a zillionaire if I did, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't.
No, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, yeah, the Phillies.
Yeah, she had it before the collapse.
Wow.
Listen, if he did it behind my back, then he could have done more.
Yeah,
But
right.
I don't encourage it.
We need a psychic bookie. If there's any psychic bookies, that's what we sort of need out there. But there you go.
What would you ask me something us before? Sally, did you say something?
No, I was just saying that's kind of like that would be fun to hear what it's like, the two of you. You know, is it difficult to live with a psychic?
No, it's really not.
You know.
Except that
In like a fun way, because you're so funny that like I would think it would be.
That's another thing. I'm not always.
It's like, your mom's here. I mean, we
Yeah.
quite normal.
Although I can tell you this, I had a friend that passed, and
Ed.
and we were gone away into Jordan's lobster farm, and we were parked, and she says, "Do not go anywhere. It's coming through."
Oh God. God.
and she gave me a thing, and
He actually had to verify with a friend what I said because he didn't even know when it was.
yeah. It turns out he was part of a group of friends, and one of whom is still my good friend was his cousin. And I said, did he have a certain jacket? Do you remember? Yes, and blah blah blah. And she gave me information. Yeah, she had information, and then certain things that I did know, and then there's certain things I didn't remember that I verified with our other good friend, which is his
We
cousin.
get along better from on the other side than when he was. Not that we didn't get along. It's just that I'm more connected to him on the other side.
Yeah.
It's just one of
So,
those
and
things.
again,
Wow,
it was
that's
we were
something.
going into dinner,
Right.
and it was hold off.
But do you ever sit there when he's watching a Met game, you sit there smiling because you know they're going to blow another one?
Oh, she's told me it's not tonight, and she's usually right. Sometimes she'll tell me
I'm
it's
going
not
inside.
feeling
It
it.
ain't tonight.
And
So,
she ain't feeling it. I mean, yeah.
And when you hear something about your friend Ed, like it doesn't become old hat to you, right? You must, when you hear something heavy like that, you must,
No,
I
I really appreciate it. I
Yeah,
really appreciate
sure.
what she does, and I really do. It's never what she does never gets old to me.
Right. Okay. That's cool. All right. Do I have any more?
Bada bing. Did we do it?
What player set a team record for batting .354 in a season?
Olerud,
Nice.
John Olerud. Go ahead.
What were the most home runs Darryl Strawberry hit as a Met in one season?
39.
Wow, this guy's good.
I know, he's
This
good.
guy's good. All right, so let's
He's
go.
the best quarterback of all time, John Elway. Yeah.
Another heartthrob.
I lived in
I love my John.
I lived in Boulder when he was the
Don't you love
quarterback.
Boulder?
Yeah, I love it, and it's funny because John Elway was like Elvis there. Like they even created songs about him.
I
Like
lived out in Colorado.
you'd be driving in the car and you hear on the radio Johnny Elway. Be like all these entire songs about
Elway
him.
Motors everywhere you went in Denver. There was Elway Motors with his pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Colorado.
I sold.
I
I
got
had this. I had this really old Volkswagen Bug. Sorry, should I tell the story?
I had a bug when I lived down there too.
And I had it like I was in my early 20s, and I had it in the paper. And this man called me, and he asked me. I can't even begin to tell you how many questions he asked me about this car and the engine. Stop.
What?
He asked question after question, and finally, like it was like on the 26th question, and finally I said, "I don't know. I'm a girl. The car's orange." And then he goes, "Is it Bronco orange?" And I go,
how geeky they
"It
are."
is." And he came and he bought it
Wow, because it was Bronco orange.
because it was Bronco orange. That's all I have. I'll be quiet now.
Oh, it was good. You know what?
I'm gonna have duct tape next week.
You know what they used to say? I had a friend of mine point this out, and it does not the case anymore. This was as of the early 90s. Every time you watch a movie, there was always a Volkswagen that drove by. Volkswagens were always in movies as one of the cars because I get the feeling that they were pretty timeless. You could be any year, and a Volkswagen Beetle was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
It was always the same, but you don't see them anymore.
No, now they came out with, brand new ones, so you don't really see the old ones around.
I love Volkswagens. Always did. It's my first car was an orange one, but not Bronco.
Not Bronco orange.
And I had a powder blue one.
So another time I was on the field at a Ducks game when Gary Carter was managing. He
Really?
was managing the Ducks, and I had shorts on. So for my prosthetic leg, I had the socket up here, the shell that your stump sits in, and I have a Mets emblem. So I had shorts on.
Really?
I make eye contact with Carter. I was on the field with my son's scouts. Make contact with Carter, and I just lift my shorts up like that. He comes running up from the dugout.
Oh.
He couldn't believe it. He goes, "Oh, look at that, that's beautiful." And he's pointing at it. So we had took a bunch of pictures with him right there on the field.
Did he remember you from having dinner ever? If you met him that many times?
No, there was 5 years in between. I didn't even bring it up that second time.
Oh, okay.
The first time I met him, you'll appreciate this story. The first time I met him was 1987. Went to a game. It was a night game, so it was late. The game was over. You remember at Shea, you had the gate where all the players drove out.
Yeah,
in
right,
their
right,
cars
right,
and
right,
buses.
yeah.
But then there was that other gate that was never used for anything. It was always chained up. You remember?
Yeah,
One
okay.
gate was in right field, the other gate was in left field. We're walking along, along the fence after the game. We're in the parking lot walking, and I just happened to notice that gate that was never used. The chain is around it, but there's no lock. No lock. And I'm looking around. I'm the only jerk that notices this. Oh, did the chain I went in? And I waited because I wanted to meet Mookie. I was 17, never met anybody, so that was my big thing. I wanted to meet Mookie. There was one car left. I saw Darling leave. I saw a bunch of people leaving, but I just waited. And there was one car left. I'm thinking, all right, it's got to be Mookie. But it was Carter, which was fine too. Won't argue with that. So I ran to his car, and I just knocked on his window. I got his autograph. He didn't ask what I'm doing here. Nothing. He just signed it, and I ran out. That's my. All right, that's my story. All right. So. All right. So.
We like the Bronco Orange story.
Oh, that's
I
a
hate
likely
to say
story.
no. I'm just.
Because she has better boobs than me.
I'm leaving that alone.
I'm working on it. Okay. The number X is number 10. Harry Stone, under his judge robe on the TV show Night Court, he wore blue jeans.
Oh, okay, all right.
Jesus, we knew 18 inches is correct.
Oh.
What country celebrates its National Day on May 17th? Norway. Norway.
Norway
Donald
Day.
Trump likes
It's just
it.
Norway
Norway.
Day, like Norway Day.
He does. He wants the Norwegians, he said. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he didn't call that a shithole.
Exactly. Go ahead.
The Ram we got, Heat we got, Gary Gentry, Don Clendenin. Oh, the Mets player who's the highest payer in 1986 by making $2.8 million for the year, George Forster.
Oh.
And they cut him that year.
Right, yeah, cut him. I should have known that. Yeah, it's...
Olerud and then 39. So that is that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Eric Tartaglione.
etcomic.com.
Susan the Spicy Psychic.
The Spicy Psychic on Facebook.
Give us a couple more dates, quick.
Who, me?
Yeah, both of you.
I gotta read them.
February 17th at Governor's, opening for the great Vic DiBitetto.
Nice.
10 p.m. show. The 7th is sold out. Also March 17th. Same thing. Governor's in Levittown, opening with Vic DiBitetto. And that's World Bait Plus. The Broadway Comedy Club, 318 West 53rd, between 8th and 9th. Shut up, sit down, and eat. We'll be there March 10th and March 24th and April 15th. Do your taxes. Come and laugh.
And opening, when you're opening, did you say? I mean, when you're headlining.
They're very supportive of
Oh,
each
yes,
other.
yes, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what it is? It's going to be on April, McGuire's Comedy Club in Bohemia, April 27 and 28. I will be also headlining the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, July 6th and 7th.
Very nice.
And I also do private readings, half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour. You can do a phone reading. You can have a party in your home. You can bring a group to my home. I have various workshops that I teach. So you can get me on The Spicy Psychic on Facebook. Tuesday, February 6th, again, Prince Umberto's in Franklin Square. It's a dinner and me, one-on-one readings. You can contact Pina. Also, Tuesday, February 13th, The Lark in East Northport. You can contact Jennifer. And Tuesday, February 20th, Meet the Mediums. And that is Artistry and Movement Studio of Dance in Deer Park. And again, all of that's on my page, so don't worry about it if you didn't remember.
Nice.
The Spicy Psychic.
I'm going to throw in some dates myself. February 23rd, Knockem Dead Comedy will be at the Space in Westbury. We're going to be doing some Billy Joel trivia. The Lords of 52nd Street are playing the Space. You've seen them?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yes,
We're actually friends with them. The lead singer, David Clark, he's a very close friend of ours.
Oh, he's great. They were great.
They're fantastic. They're the original guys who played on all the Billy Joel hits. They're playing the Space that night, February 23rd. We'll be in the doing some Billy Joel trivia before the concert starts. February 24th, we're in Connecticut doing a murder mystery, which is sold out, but we're working on a second date. March 3rd, we're going to be at Governor's. March 5th, on Monday night, we're going to be at Mims in Roslyn. We have a whole bunch of dates in March. We got a whole bunch in April as well. April, we're going to be in Hicksville. We're going to be in Center Reach. We got a whole bunch of. What's that?
That's where we live. We're in Center.
Oh, okay. For Center Reach Fire Department, we'll be there April.
Yeah, we've done shows there.
Yeah, we've been there a few times.
Oh, really?
I love firehouse shows. They're
Yeah,
so
firehouse
fun.
shows.
Oh, they're great for comedy, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Stand up.
two Center Ridge Fire Departments, though.
Yeah, it's probably the one on Washington Avenue, though.
Yeah, the bigger one.
By the White Castle.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
White Castle across the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're about 5 minutes, not even.
Oh wow. All right.
You love it. Go.
Yeah, so check out Knockem Dead
Okay.
Comedy. We'll be around. Check out our website. Get our full schedule. We got the Starving Artists Cafe in Franklin Square, March 8th. We're going to be there. So yeah, I'm just throwing dates out as I come to it. Next week, speaking of the space, next Tuesday's show we're going to be live from the space. Jeff Siegel, who is one of the big head muckety mucks there, he's going to give us a tour of the space, and we're going to talk to him and hang out with him. He's a very, very funny guy, and very good man. So we'll be hanging out with him. We'll be live from the space next Tuesday. Join us at 9 o'clock. We'll be live, and comment and share and hit the hearts and likes and all those good things. Eric Tartaglione, Susan the Spicy Psychic. Thank you guys. It was a real pleasure.
Oh,
I
Thank you.
appreciate it
Thanks
very
for
much.
having
You're the man. You're the man.
Great.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week at 9.
Bye.